Welcome to Biokaksha. So let's start with lipid rafts. Basically, what are lipid rafts? These are microdomains which are rich in cholesterol and sphingolipid. They are those compartments of or a unit of plasma membrane that is highly dynamic, and we usually find that the lipid rafts are usually thicker than the rest of the plasma membrane. So, since it is rich in cholesterol and sphingolipid, it gives a compact binding between the two, as there is intense interaction between them and a very tight one. So, they get closely packed together. So, we can say that lipid rafts are a bit more in an ordered state than the rest of the haphazard or random structure of the plasma membrane. So, lipid rafts are very important when it comes to signaling, cellular signaling. Basically, we find GPCR protein or GPCR signaling getting involved in lipid rafts. So, basically, there are two kinds of lipid rafts. One that is planar, or that is like in a same plane with the plasma membrane, which usually contains floatilin proteins along with the commonly sphingolipids and cholesterol. And another one is the caveolae or the flask shaped invagination. So here we find clavulin protein. This becomes very important in nervous system, endothelial cells, astrocytes, hippocampal neurons. So we can see that both floatilin and clavulin proteins are very important when it comes to recruiting signaling molecules into the lipid rafts. So we can say that lipid rafts are very important in different kind of cellular communication. Now, there are various raft proteins. We can usually find, apart from clavulin and floatilin, there are GPI anchored prion-like proteins. There are signaling molecules associated with lipid rafts like G protein, non-receptor tyrosine kinase, cytoskeletal adhesion proteins, actin, myosin, vinculin, cadherin, etc. Now we can see that since cholesterol is involved in lipid rafts highly, you can see that cholesterol not only gives it a compact or a tight binding structure, but it also increases the fluidity of the membrane unit of lipid raft, as well as it functions to fill the voids between the unsaturated fatty acids of the sphingolipids. So, what are basically the functions of lipid rafts? This becomes very important in neuronal functioning with different diverse cellular functions, neuronal cell adhesion, and also axonal as well as synaptic transmissions. For example, neurotransmitter signaling. It becomes very important during the neural development and functioning, since it acts in terms of different kind of communications. There are complex disease associated with it like Alzheimer's and Huntington's. We can also find that lipid rafts are very importantly entry and exit portal of different cellular viruses. For that's why we also see that there is association of AIDS with lipid rafts, and a very commonly we see that GPCR protein is involved or found within the lipid raft domains. Thank you. Please subscribe my channel if you like the video and get benefit from it.